Let's talk about rotating breast milk. So what does it mean to rotate your breast milk? Basically, you have all this milk from the month of July, okay? In July, you're storing milk, you have a bunch of extra bags, you put them in the freezer. Now it's February, it's coming to about 6 months later, and we know that breast milk lasts about 6 months in a regular freezer and 12 months inside of a deep freezer. But also, your baby is now maybe 6 months, and maybe you don't want to have year-old milk. So what can you do? Well, obviously, if you're using the frozen milk to supplement for right now, you just want to take out the earliest bag. So as you're taking out milk to thaw, always use the earliest bag. But what if you don't need to take out milk? What if you are making enough and you do not need to be taking milk out of your freezer? That is where we start to rotate your milk. Rotating your milk means purposely freezing fresh milk in order to be able to use an older bag. So again, here we have a July bag, and then here we have a February bag. Your baby was born in July. So even though you have enough milk, you are going to store this fresh February bag. Again, you had enough milk. You didn't need to freeze this. You are purposely going to freeze this bag from February and then take out the bag from July to use. And the reason you're doing that is because if you do that once a day or once a week, eventually you will have no more July bags. Yes, you will have a lot more February bags, but February is right now, and July was 6 months ago. And now, when your baby has the February milk, it'll only be 6 months old instead of a year old. So if you have a very large freezer stash that you are not sure you're going to be using, or you don't need to use, I definitely would begin to rotate your breast milk. So again, you're just taking your fresh milk that you otherwise may not need to freeze, but you're freezing it anyways, and you're supplementing with a bag of older milk. This way, eventually, you will have no more old milk, and you will only have newer milk. You can do this as needed. You can do this once a day, once a week, or once a month, based on how much milk you have in your freezer. While I do find no problem with you giving your baby breast milk from when they're newborn, if it's like one feeding a day, I wouldn't necessarily suggest giving your 8-month-old a full day's feeding of newborn milk because nutrients and their needs do change. That's why rotating your breast milk can be so helpful.